fuck out of here. You walking out of a motel, your stupid ass. You walking out of a motel room.
It's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card match.
They got y'all main door outside, so y'all living in the motel.
The Houston Texans.
Nah, what you doing? What you doing? Oh, you still ain't done cleaning up.
Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wild card game.
Go pay somebody to rub my arm, This ain't no normal sword. It's just beyond sword.
So permanent ass up. Muscle man, stupid ass. God, bitch, you built like Benson. You built like Benson.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there. One play has him up past the 40 already.
Like, she knows damn well.
Taylor. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Taylor.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's got the
first down. Takes
it just across midfield. Give him 3 yards and a
I've been through that hot chick phase already, bro. Come on.
They did in a small sample size that we've seen so far.
Nah, I've been through that phase already.
They strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got the lead guy running it pretty well, too.
You know what you do, though? Not shit. You perfect, man. God, they not.
Where's Doritos, man?
Jones.
They better than your favorite chips.
Under pressure here, and down he goes.
What's your favorite chip? Just can you tell me?
And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner.
What is it?
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and get up the sack, you're really almost discrediting their
God, he is.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
On God, they is. If you had a grip over there, get that one Saudi. If you had a grip over there, get that one Saudi.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
What the fuck?
You damn lie.
Your favorite is better than
operating from the gun.
High five that one,
and he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game.
Shut up, bum ass up. You be lying so much. When you gonna stop lying?
I'm about to go to the grocery store.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On second down, Mostert. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 30. It goes as a gain.
How do you think boxers feel when they training all day for a fight? Oh, again for a fight.
If they keep clearing holes like that.
Yes, they do. You got 30 boxes matches. That's because you don't get in ice.
As we're seeing so far, that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other.
What the fuck they do?
Linebackers, you're exactly right. Could be a very long
they get in ice. That's why they don't feel like this.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They get in ice.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want. Anytime they want to throw the football, there was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
Pulls it in at the 13.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. This is complete to Michael Thomas.
Daniel Jones.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
1st down, Indianapolis.
Play fake. Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it.
Complete. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Texans.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And that's going to be caught. It's Rico Gafford. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
6-yard line.
This is Mostert. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. DeForest Buckner coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
A 32-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Let's go! Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And they'll begin by running the option. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Mostert. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pick up there of 20 yards. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Watson going to try and run it. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
at the 7-yard line.
Now Mostert. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Can see this quite a bit on running plays where the guy's out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Now Taylor. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. He can run. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The Colts send out their punter as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Watson off play action. On the crossing route, complete. That's Peterson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. From the red zone now, Watson eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Come on now, let's do this.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's got some space here. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Mostert. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 35. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
3rd and 1.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Here we go on 4th. Watson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Now Jones on 1st down. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Operating from the gun. Jones escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Jones now. Off play action. Flushed out right. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
I think that's a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They hand it off to Mostert. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Head on collision, I'm calling the rag. Steady finesse my way to the top. Yeah, I can't give up now. I think I'm gonna this time we jump off. I'm gonna run with that rock.
You certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Never I come back. Yeah. Cause before the fame, I was a star. We changed our ways. I remember the falling cars. I think God ain't there behind bars. Ain't have a short out in the minute from my mom. I stayed in the prison.
Round 1 here in the AFC.
All over the world, I've been churning. My ball man Gene, I keep up Lizzie.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he'll push his way out to about the 44 here.
You gotta go chase me.
Give the tackle that time to Jordan Whitehead. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already.
They shouldn't give me a bag. Hoes trying to get in Jockey's bands. I know why they really want to do bands.
Off of play action, it's Watson.
Hey,
And he'll be knocked down by the Colts.
I think I'm gonna work out trying to run him and I run with that rock.
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. A shotgun snap for Watson.
I remember the stolen knees.
And the ball drops incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first,
ain't have a shootout in a minute.
It has to be a little frustrating for them
and
because
my mama sitting in prison.
Pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock.
All over the world, hey, I've been training. All over the world, hey, I've been training. My ball man, Gene, I keep a glizzy.
On 4th down, the punt
Pull
team
little bit, you know I ain't playing. Only the real gonna feel what I'm saying.
So possession goes over.
Gotta go chase it. Gotta go chase it and get off your ass.
1st and 10.
I really don't hang because I like the flash. Fuck all that shit, I'm gonna give me a bag. I know. You need to stop.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question.
Poppy
Having points at this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Here's Mostert. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they're going to stop him here short of the goal line with the flag down. Well, this could set up a very interesting decision. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down.
Just call me a wizard. I'm trying to.
Now the Colts going to
just call me a wizard. I fuck with John Wall. I'm wrong with that time. I'm wrong with that ride.
Here in this 4th quarter.
If it's pressure about the killing me on it.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal.
Forever I'm on that. No.
Running back Raheem Mostert. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Colts on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off at the 38. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Matt Judon, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. Rolling to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Rico Gafford there to make the grab. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A huge play that time for the Colts. 79 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Cordero Patterson on the loose.
Off the field.
He will score.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 24.
Fairbairn, the kickoff for Houston.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They run with Taylor. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down at the 26. Brings up second down.
Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.